Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gorgeous George. We're here in a secret location in Miami. Can't tell you where that location is because it's secret. And now, you know, I've been planning this interview for a while, and we've been talking to the powers they be. My people talk to her people talk to my people, and we pretty much planned this out. Of course, I was going to do an interview with Madonna, and she kind of like told me, no way. And then, of course, then I was going to do one with Britney Spears, and she's in rehab, so we couldn't do that. But better than those people, we've got someone here that is better known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, the Queen of Leather. And she's big in the UK, and she's been big everywhere. Miss Suzi Quatro.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, good.
And now I will say,
we're going to slide right in.
We're going to slide right in here.
Okay.
A secret spot in Miami.
Yes.
You know, we can't say where because
better known as. No, I won't do it now.
Okay. Well, no, we can't say that. No. But I'm glad I have butterflies in my stomach. You know, I feel like I need to bow down to you. You know, you are a legend in the rock and roll bit, and you're big in the UK. And, you know, of course, a lot of people know you for the Queen of Leather, Leather Tuscadera, and Happy Days. Let's go, we'll get to all that and stuff. Let's break it down to in the childhood years when you were a little girl, a little baby. What inspired you and what made you know that you wanted to be a rock and roll star?
Yeah, that's an easy answer.
Yes, sir.
I was 6. I think it was January the 6th. It might have even been, or 8th.
And I know the story, too. I know the story also, too.
Oh, yeah. I saw, I was watching the Ed Sullivan Show with my eldest sister by 9 years. So she was a teenager. And on came a guy called Elvis Presley. Remember, I'm 6. And he was doing All Shook Up.
Right.
And my sister, because she was a teenager, was screaming. So I was watching her scream and thinking, what's the matter with her? Watching the TV, and I was getting pulled into the screen, and I'll never forget it. And he went, And at 6 years old, I had my first sexual thrill. Absolute truth. I didn't know what it was. Yeah. But I went, what was that? And quickly followed by my father coming in, looking at us two and saying, that's disgusting, switching it off. I was going to be him. It didn't occur to me he was a male. I just knew at that moment I was going to be a rock and roll star.
Right.
He bit me, big time.
He bit you.
At that age.
Honey, you lied when you told me you to get down with me, and I had no cause to doubt you. I don't want to hear more of your lies. And going on, I can't, that's a dirty version, I can't get into that. But anyway, Elvis Presley, definitely the king of rock and roll. I had the privilege myself of going to Graceland back in '99, and Lisa Marie Presley was giving the tour. That was sweet. And
Great,
it was sweet to see, you know, and it was, you know, whether you're a big Elvis fan or not a big Elvis fan, you get the privilege and the pleasure of going into there and getting to find out a lot of stuff. It's very sombering. You know, you get in there and you say, damn, and the man, you know, and of course he's buried right with his mother and his father right there in there.
I know.
Obviously, and I think the Presleys sold Graceland. They sold it, you know, but it's a very sombering experience. And whether you're really into his music or not, you earn so much respect for the man.
Oh God, yes. There's nobody like him.
Yeah, I mean, there's only there's only one Elvis Presley.
That's absolutely correct.
So through that time, then you knew that you didn't know what you were feeling. Ooh, you were giddy, and he's like, you know, this little girl, and said, I want to be him.
Yeah, sure.
And there was no gender across. I mean, you just said, well, I want to be him.
Yeah, it never occurred to me that he was a man. I didn't think about it. Don't think about it now. I just knew what my path was going to be.
Right.
And then when I was 14, I was again watching the Ed Sullivan Show.
Right.
And the Beatles were on.
Right.
So the exact right age to love the Beatles. All the girls called each other, you know, 2 sisters that we knew.
Right.
Another girl, and we decided at that minute that we were going to start an all-girl band, which is what we did. So that started. I was given the bass because nobody wanted it, so I started to play the bass.
Right.
Fell in love with it. Then at 18, I saw Elvis's comeback special. So he was wearing leather. And at that point, I then married the leather up with me, wanted to be like Elvis. And it's kind of like everything went like this.
Right.
And then my younger sister, there's a point to this, my younger sister came into the band to be lead singer. I kind of took a back seat and just played bass for about a year.
Right.
And it was in that particular band that Mickey Most came over from England and saw us. He only liked me. And it was like from that year of not being in the front of the band, which I always was, that I married the bass playing. And then when the bass playing became more important, then the singer came back in and it did this. Then I was ready to go solo, which is what I did.
Right.
And then I went over to England at the age of 21, and 18 months, the rest is history, as they say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Quatro, that is, now, give us the true pronunciation of the name, or what the real name is.
I was born Susan K. Quatro, that's my real name. My father is Arthur Quatro, but my grandfather is, on my father's side is Italian, my mother's side is Hungarian.
Right.
My grandfather's name was Mikhail Quattrocchi, which means four eyes, and of course, like a lot of immigrants, when he was coming into America and came to Ellis Island, they used to take one look at your name and they couldn't pronounce it, so they just would chop it.
Right.
So he entered the United States as Michael Quatro, and that became the name, and that's how my dad was born. So Quatro is my real name, but Quattrocchi is the old family name.
Right.
And my mother's name was, I got to say it, I can hear her screaming up there, Ilona Otida Sanasloi. She's a Hungarian from Budapest, her family.
There you go. So you got mixed cultures.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
You are from Detroit, Michigan, I believe, right?
Yes.
Born and bred in
Born
Detroit,
and raised.
Michigan. Okay. Do you ever go back to Detroit much? Do you ever visit?
I used to go back a lot. The last time was '89, and then my parents moved. My dad had a heart, bypass, and they wanted to be near one of the daughters, so that they moved out of Detroit down to Dallas, and I haven't been back to Detroit since '89, but I do want to go back because I like to reconnect with my roots. Yeah. And I will go back soon.
Do you have a big family? I mean, how many siblings do you have in your family?
It's a big family. 4 girls, 1 boy, all musical.
Right.
15, 16 grandchildren. Big family.
Big family?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, but being Italian, I'm Italian too, and of course I use my hands when I talk also.
I do too. I'm holding mine down. Yeah.
There you go. Now, let's go back. When you were 18, you formed a group with your sisters, right?
14.
14. You formed a group with your sisters, better known as the Pleasure Seekers.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us more of that.
Well, like I said, it was done because we saw the Beatles, and the idea was to have an all-girl band. Right. And in fact, I just saw one of the original members 2 days ago. She's still a friend of mine. We've known each other since 11. And everybody kind of chose an instrument, and they did. My eldest sister, Patty, said, "You're playing bass guitar," so I started to play bass. Right. Although I'm schooled in piano and drums.
You play the piano very well?
I read and write. Yeah, I love piano.
Just in case.
I love piano.
Just in case. We got to back there.
I play on stage. I do a couple songs on stage that way.
Right.
But I am really on stage a bass player. That's where I come alive.
Right.
Yeah. So this went from 14 till 1964 until 1968-ish, and then it changed into Cradle, which was another mutation of the Pleasure Seekers. And at that point, one sister left, another one came in, and we started to write our own songs, and that went on for a couple of years, a year and a half, and then I was discovered by Mickey Most from England. Okay.
Now, what year was this now?
That would have been 71, and I left and went to England in October and stayed.
Right. Now, he had told you that he wanted to get you and not your band.
He didn't like the band.
He liked the band. He wanted he wanted to formulate a solo entity of Suzi Quatro. And that was what, and then obviously then by doing that, that's what started your career in England.
The solo career, yes.
The solo career in England.
Yeah.
Now, the songs, of course, a lot of the songs, now, because I've got your albums, I got you all that, the Can, She Loves You, songs such as that. These were songs that were before Stumbling In.
Yes. Okay. Oh, God, Stumbling In was way down the line.
Okay.